Greetings, people who really like the accordion, even if it's very small. So in my previous video, I mentioned that the treble range for this little hero accordion goes from C4 to E5. And I referred to that as an extended alto range. That's what I referred to it as. Because ordinarily on accordions, on your basic accordion, your standard alto reed set would be from C4 to B4. Okay, on regular accordions, not the fancy ones, not the special ones. So the point is, I call that an extended alto range. Alright? And if you want to play a song on a little accordion like this, you have to go on YouTube and listen to a song, or look at music books and look through the songs to look at the range of the melodies in the songs. And you have to determine, well, can I play all the notes in that song? And you can find, hundreds and hundreds of songs that you can play, and they'll work, they'll fit in. So as an example, I took this piece of sheet music that I've bought years ago, many years ago. This is called the Beer Barrel Polka. In Germany, they might call it Rosamunde, and other countries probably have different names. But the point is, I am hesitant to play any song that I didn't write. I am reluctant to play any song that I didn't write, especially posted on YouTube, because nowadays copyright owners are getting very, very strict, and sometimes they're actually a little creepy. They're a little power hungry. So I'll play little snippets from this, but I won't play the whole song, and that way I'll stay out of trouble. But the whole point is, can I play everything in this piece of music on this limited treble keyboard? Alright? Well, I can, all except for one note at the very end of the song, all except for one note, and it's an F5. That's the only note that I can't play. And right there's another one, an F5, because here's E5, and the F5 would be down here. I just don't have one. But the point is, you can get away with it. For example, in this song, you have the intro verse. It's kind of a glorified introduction. It goes like this. That's the intro, or the intro verse. Then you have the regular verse. It goes like this. Etc., etc. And then you have the chorus. That's what they call the chorus. And that's what most people are familiar with. This is the melody that they're most familiar with, and it goes like this. Etc., etc. Okay? But the point is, you can play everything on this piece of sheet music except for the last note. Only one note. So what I would do is, especially if I'm playing along with another accordion, at the end I would just go like this. Watch this. See, instead of going up, I would drop it down. I'll just do it again quickly. I know that's crappy. It's a crappy rendition. I don't play well. But the point is, you just drop your melody down to within the usable range, of your treble keyboard, and then you're good to go. So I'm sure you can find a whole bunch of songs that'll fit in and work on this limited treble keyboard. Okay, quickly I want to move on to this. On this accordion, you have only 8 buttons, and the top rank or row are the bass buttons, and the lower one, you can call it the major chord buttons. You can call it that, or you can also call it the minor chord buttons, because in the reeds here, like I showed previously, the thirds are missing. So you can play, let's say, in C major, and that'll work. Or you can play your same chord buttons and with a C minor chord on your right hand, and that'll work. So I wanted to show you that. Then also wanted to show you that you can play, surprisingly, you can play more chords over here than you think. For example, if you play a C bass, the C major chord button and G major chord button, you'll get a C major chord with an added second, added major second, or you could call that a C major with an added major 9. It doesn't matter. And that would go like this. See the C bass, the C major chord button, and G major chord button. See, that's a nice sweet sound. And then as another example, just a quick example, you can make a D minor 7 with no fifth. In other words, the fifth is missing, by playing your D bass, and your F major chord button. That's a nice sound from a toy accordion, by the way. And then here's another example. You can have a C, what normally would be called a suspension chord. I just call it a C major with an added perfect fourth and no third. The third is missing. So you get that by playing the F major chord button and the C major chord button over here. See, that's a very, very nice sound from a toy accordion. A very nice sound. Well, then you have another possibility would be the D dominant 7 with no third. In other words, the third is missing, and you would play that with a C bass and a D major chord button. But remember, these major chord buttons can also be minor. Either way, it doesn't matter. So there's a that's a very nice sound. So you get a lot of nice sounds out of this accordion, and I think that's it. I'll probably do maybe one more video on this, and then I'll stop talking about it and get back to my regular stuff. And as you can plainly see, I went back to my old iPhone 4 because the camera on my 10-year-old iMac computer is pretty crappy. So anyway, thanks for being patient, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you again, I hope. Good night.